I don't talk about JoJolion really. And as a matter of fact, I haven't talked about much of anything as of recent. Being sick is one wild ride, but over that time I spent stuck in my bed, I caught up with a lot I wasn't able to catch up on before. With JoJolion, I wanted to go over some of the early areas that I held a lot of interest in, but there was one thing in specific that I wanted to go over. Tamaki Damo. To me, he had seemed like the ideal antagonist. The level of engagement I had for JoJolion when he was shown versus the rest of early JoJolion was unmatched, honestly, because it was one of those moments where it seemed like everything was coming together and Tamaki had looked like a huge part of the plot as a whole. And the thing is, well, he had just a relatively short time being in the part, and that's what puzzled me. Although when it comes to like showing the volumes, it's not short because he was in two whole areas. But I believe that Tamaki had potential on being the antagonist in part 8. First, going about his design, when it comes to JoJo, we've had our fair share of interesting antagonists. Most designs being well-built men with something huge to define them, be it their hair, clothing, or something that we know the character for. Though, I feel that when it comes to the case of Tamaki, he would be in the same ballpark as Kira because of the more normal take. Except that while Kira is more so the everyday businessman, Tamaki seems like that scummy boss archetype that we see in the movies from the 70s and 80s, and I love that. He's a hustler. If the man wants something, he doesn't even need others to be the ones to get it. That's why when it came to his attack on the Higashikata household, I thought that was a great arc. Plus, the idea that he's this huge, cunning, and suave man that could get into the home to begin with is just hilarious because I know I can't be the only one that was just looking at the relationship in quotes between him and Hato, and I was like, okay. Speaking of his character, I love the ability to shift. Originally only being a man of few words and casually letting Hato go about everything for him while he's there, into this extremely menacing home invader. When he understands that he's the one with the better positioning, you don't really see him take a cocky approach where he's extremely over the top against the other person. He isn't exactly subtle because he's extremely condescending when doing it, but he doesn't pop off like how we see others do. Well, actually, when it comes to all of Tamaki, I never really saw him pop off in general. Only time I can recall is when he originally couldn't get answers out of Norisuke, and when he had viewed what Josefumi and Kira did as a thing that cocky children would do, because he's like, oh, you're taking me like a fool, and I'll mess you up for it, basically. So he himself doesn't like being outplayed or toyed around with, which is ironic because it's him. It's Tamaki. He's the one that was doing all of that shit exactly. And honestly, I think I could see a superiority complex in there. At least that's what I would think. Now, with what had been done, if Tamaki was able to escape after getting beat up for a bit by Hato, it would have set up more for the grand scheme of things. We would now have a threat to the household, so everyone would have to be on their toes and wouldn't be able to be at a full rest until everything is figured out. I also expected that Damo would be able to go back to his people and try to organize more to take care of his problem with Josuke and the household, but actually, no, wait, the Rakumas, there's not that many. But yeah, I don't want to interfere with what's happening right now in the plot, but I'm not sure exactly how I would like to see his stuff incorporated. Like how would I get that set up into the whole hospital situation, and would I want to affect that and all that? I don't know. I'll probably follow up later and make a what if video circulating around this topic when I get everything together, because right now it's a little bit foggy. And honestly, I'm just happy that I got this out to begin with. I hope to have more JoJolion in the future. Thank you all for watching. This is a kind of a casual-ish discussion video. I hope to make a bit more serious stuff when I'm finally in the position to, because I'm just coming off of the sickness. And yeah, but I definitely hope to... I'm just in general, I've been sorry about that, like being sick. I mean, I'm not sorry about being sick. My fucking immune system, I don't know how that works. I don't know, but give me nanobots and then I'll be sorry, and then we'll be good and all that type of stuff. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you on the next one, and maybe I'll follow up on this. I mean, hopefully I'll do so because I do want more JoJoian stuff. And tell me if you guys like JoJoian stuff too. I want to see. Until then, peace out and Godspeed.